Okay, so there are two different approaches to sorting out diabetes. It depends on how far advanced it is. So if somebody has been diabetic for a long while and they are beginning to, they've got diabetic sores on their feet, they are rapidly losing their eyesight, and there's just complications associated with the diabetes, I would say that they would need to start out with an alkaline diet. So an alkaline diet simply means you eating foods, plant-based still, you remember we're talking plant-based, but you're eating foods that do not have sugar, because it means that you've had sustained sugar levels for a very long time. So you need to eliminate sugar for a while. Depending on the severity of the person, so that's why we always say they need to consult. The longest we put people on an alkaline diet is 3 months. But it's not a jail sentence. Believe me, alkaline diet can be very interesting. It simply means you are not eating any fruits except for the green Granny Smith apples, the berries, and grapefruit, lemon, and kiwi fruit. So those are the only fruits you can eat for that 3 months. And then your food, your primary food would be vegetables. They are high in minerals. Remember we mentioned they are high in minerals, and you wanna capitalize on the greens particularly. And you will eat as well a lot of, so I spoke about vegetables, you have nuts and seeds. So you wanna use this, and I'm gonna explain them a little bit more. This is the ultimate seed mix. There's linseed seeds, some pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and sesame seeds. You wanna use those. You're gonna use nuts, the alkaline nuts, like your almond and Brazilian nuts. You're gonna have those mainly in your diet. I know you are sitting there, you're thinking, nuts, so expensive. It's because we abuse them. When you have nuts, you need to have a quantity a day. It needs to be a handful that you can close like this. So the amount of nuts I can take should fit in here, and I can perhaps fit about 7 almonds in here. So if I buy a kilo of almonds, which would cost me around 200 rands, right? And I put 7 in here, how much will that packet last me? It will last me about a month and a half. That's not so expensive. But if you're gonna eat nuts like the way we normally eat nuts, when we buy a packet of nuts, what do? We sit with it and you just eat the whole packet. This is where you say nuts are expensive. So you don't buy them in that manner. And you don't have to buy a kilo. They've got those smaller little packs that you can get. But I find in the long run they tend to be very expensive. Because a smaller pack of 50 grams will be 40 something rands for checkers. Which if you buy a kilo ones, you would get them for 200 rands, and you can get how many more of those smaller packs. You get it? So buying in bulk will save you a lot when it comes to nuts and seeds. And this is the alkaline diet, right? Then you will not eat grains that are acidic, so you'll eat alkaline grains. Remember we mentioned one of the alkaline grains, it's what? It's sorghum. So this will be your primary grain. Corn is one of the most unalkaline grains available. But when you are done with the alkaline diet, you can eat whole corn. You remember we said whole foods, whole corn, so it needs to have the fiber and it needs to have the jam, and you need to make sure that it is organic. We sell organic polenta. You can also find it online. At Dis-Chem, it's pretty expensive. A kilo is like...
They don't have a kilo, they have 400 grams.
They have 400 grams, over 40 something rands, right? So we sell 3 kilos, guy, 110 rands. I know.
400 little checkers.
Yes, little checkers. Okay. So we sell 3 kgs, guy, 110 rands. It works out to about 40 rands a kilo, which is not so bad. But it's not something you need to eat every day, because on a plant-based diet, you have to vary the grains you use daily. And you'll be so surprised that these ones are so reasonable and they go a long way. Like you cook half a cup of this, it goes a very long way. For instance, right here, I've cooked a cup of the sorghum, and this is going to feed all of us, as we are going to be having our breakfast. I'm going to mix it with oats, but it's going to feed all of us. It's going to keep you feeling so full. You're going to be so full because it's going to require a lot of chewing, mastication, and it will keep you feeling full. You can cook it in many ways. You can make it as porridge in the morning. I'll talk about that when we're talking about those who are not on an alkaline diet. But on an alkaline diet, you can cook this as your grain with just salt and a little bit of coconut oil. Serve it like this, and then cook a nice dal stew, red lentil stew. So the alkaline legumes would be your pink dal. It would be your brown lentils. I see I don't have them here. They could be, here they are. Your brown lentils are alkaline. And then there's, the white butter bean. It's called the butter bean. The big white bean. It's actually very alkaline as well. Those are the beans you'll be eating on a alkaline-free diet, an alkaline diet. Those are the ones that you'll be capitalizing on. And so you eat this, and then anything veg goes, except for tomatoes, for eggplant, and for peppers. Normally, they call them the blue shade vegetables. With other people on an alkaline diet, they can spike up their blood sugar levels, but with others it doesn't. So we just say, to be safe, no eggplants, no tomato, and no peppers. But every other veg is safe for you to do what? To eat. So do you see there's a lot of variety? When I say there's a lot of variety, and also no mushrooms, because mushrooms are not so alkaline. So you can eat carrots, pumpkins, beetroot, turnip, you name it, you can eat it except for these 4 that I've just mentioned in terms of the vegetables. Sweet potatoes even. I know they say sweet potatoes are sweet, but they have a very low glycemic index, even though they taste sweet. So you can use sweet potatoes as your starch. So you eliminate all no rice, no pap, no macaronis, none of that. Your carbs will be the sorghum, millet. Sorry, I forgot to mention millet is also another alkaline grain. So millet will be your starch, sorghum, and there's quinoa. I don't have it here. Yes. It's alkaline. Yes, and then there's also amaranth. You can have those. But all the others you do not eat during this period. But your plate, you can just buy sweet potatoes and cook about 3 of them. That will be your feeder, your starch. And then have a nice bowl of lentils, and then have a nice, beautiful green salad there. And then the key thing is making beautiful dressings. And I'm going to teach you how to make beautiful dressings. Because if the food is laced with a lot of lovely taste, you'll enjoy it, you look forward to them. It's like you fill up the bowl with salad, dress it up, and enjoy the meal. And we're going to show you how. You're going to taste it and tell us if this is not enjoyable. That's the alkaline diet. We would say, if they are really severe, if it's really severe, it's 3 months. If it's not as severe, we would say 21 days. Who are these people? As I mentioned, if already you are beginning to see deterioration in your legs or your sides, go on an alkaline diet. Minimum alkaline diet period would be 21 days. You remember Daniel fasted for 21 days, but then the maximum is 3 months. How do you know if you can now transition over to the not so alkaline diet? Is after the period, say you decided 21 days of alkaline. After 21 days, again you are checking, you're monitoring your blood sugar levels. You then start introducing some of the foods I'm going to be showing you now. And you start eating those. When you start eating those, you still monitor your blood sugar levels. If they tend to spike up beyond the normal values, which is 4.5 and 7, then your body is saying, I still need more help. So you go back to the alkaline diet. But once you start eating these other foods that are not on the alkaline plan, and your blood sugar, they will rise a bit because you're introducing sugar back. Like you'll be eating, now you'll be adding bananas, you'll be adding dates. They are more sweet than vegetables, of course. So your blood sugar readings will escalate a bit, but they should not surpass the normal ranges. The moment they surpass the normal ranges, your body is saying, let's go back to the alkaline diet, let's stay there a little bit longer. Do you see? It's so simple, that's how God works in nature. Nothing complex that you need to go for an analysis with a test and you just listen to your body. It will tell you. Once you eat and it still remains within the right values, then you are on this fully plant-based diet. Now, if you are diabetic and it's under control and all is well, you don't need to go to the alkaline diet. You can just go to the plant-based diet, as I'm going to show you. But you do not use raw honey. You don't use honey at all. Raw is the only honey we use, so that's why I say raw honey. You do not use any natural sugars like jaggery. The only sweetener you use on a plant-based diet as a diabetic are your dates. Oh. They are so sweet, very sweet. But because God understood that sugar needs to be under control of fiber, He made dates to have the highest level of fiber. They are so high in fiber. So even if they are this sweet, when you eat them, the fiber will do what? Control the sugar so that it gets into the bloodstream a little by little throughout the day. So I'm going to teach you how to make your own date sugar. You can blend a lot of this, put it in a glass bottle, keep it in the fridge, and this will be your go-to sugar, like the way we use the other sugar. You want to eat porridge, you take your date, but we call it date jam or date butter, you scoop it up, you add it onto your porridge, you mix up. It will taste as sweet as if you added sugar, but it will not be dangerous like sugar. Yes, it will be sweet, but there won't be any sugar. In fact, I have a recipe I've posted online of a granola I made that's perfect for diabetics, because I've sweetened that granola using dates. It's nice, it's crunchy, it's gooey, but no sugar. It's as sweet as the other granolas, but no sugar, and it tastes very nice. It just maintains your blood sugar levels. And I want to encourage you, for those who are on YouTube, please just find our YouTube page. We'll send it on the group, with our the actual name, because there's a lot of abundant livings in the world, so that you can subscribe to it, and then you'll be able to watch some of the videos. Most of the stuff that I'm going to show you today, I'm not going to be making it from scratch, because most of the recipes, if they are not on YouTube, they are in our recipe book that will be launching soon. So you can get all of that in one place and be able to try. So dates are your best sugar. You'll be introducing, yes.
When I was a Muslim many years ago,
yes,
before fasting or after fasting, they would strongly recommend that you
dates, yes, because they would give you energy, but without spiking up your blood sugar levels and making you sick. That's why you find Indians eat a lot of dates, but you don't find a lot of them with diabetes because of using dates. So I've already asked them to soak some dates for me. So what you do is you take that block of dates, you break it up. There's different dates. You can find fresh ones, but these ones are the most reasonable ones, and they keep for long because they are packed. They're not preserved. They are just dried up and packed nicely. So you can buy them in bulk and keep them in your pantry, and they will keep for a very long time, even for years, without going off. As long as it's not gogonyan. Yes. So I've soaked them in over time. I'm going to show you how to use them, and so that will be your primary sweetener. So now you're on a plant-based diet. What do you have for breakfast? The first thing you have before you eat anything else should always be salad. We say raw is king. So you will be having fruit salad first. I don't have an example of a fruit salad here, because you know what fruit salad is. Fruit salad, you chop up apples, whatever. The more sicker you are, or the more you ask about the speed of healing, the more healing you want, the more raw you're going to eat. Remember, 80% raw. And the more color you want to put in your bowl. The more colorful your fruit salad or the more colorful your vegetable salad, the more healing you get. Because the color in fruits and vegetables are called phytochemicals. They are responsible for healing the body. The deeper, the darker the color, the more healing there is. So what do I mean by that? Do you know normally when you buy a head of cabbage, go shop on, what do? They peel it. And they sell you the white stuff inside, right? That's not where the healing is. Where's the healing? The leaves that they threw away. The deeper, the darker the color, the more healing there is. So green cabbage, the dark leaves outside are the healing one. Purple colored cabbage, all of it is healing because it's purple all the way to the inside.
So the cabbage, you must cook it with the leaves. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's how we used to cook it in the olden days. Never had clinics. They would just remove the damaged leaves, but then those green leaves would be washed. That's why you see, the reason why they remove them is because normally it's a so keep yes.
But then how do you know the vegetables that you are buying, whether they
are organic or not?
Yeah, whether wherever they planted them, they use this
fertilizer. Unfortunately, yeah, okay. So this is what I'm going to show you. They do use chemicals to actually fertilizers that are harmful, pesticides in them.
Pesticides, yeah.
If you can get organic, that is wise. That's why we encourage people to plant for themselves. If you notice, we've planted some cabbages and spinaches in front when we got here. Back in our home in KZN, we've got our own fruit trees. We've got our own garden, we plant there. Though right now it's, Baba went there and he says things are dead because we've been gone for so long. But when we go back, that's the first thing we're going to get back to. But even here, we've planted in front. And yesterday I came back with some seedlings. Where what you plant at home is safe, and secondly, it saves you a lot of money. You see these lettuce leaves here? They grow so easy. Oh, okay, I don't have that packet. Oh, this one's here. They grow so easy, low maintenance. In a small piece of land, you can plant like a lot of heads. They grow well together. And the more you cut, you encourage them to grow. You just keep cutting and they grow back. You cut, they grow back. And normally when we go for lettuce, as black people, we normally go for the lettuce head. There's a variety of lettuce. There's coarse lettuce, there's butter lettuce, there's the purple lettuce. Do you see that? There's purple lettuce, there's the one that's stringy and whatever. There's different types of lettuces. So I like going to Pick n Pay and buying, there's a bag of 1 kg leaves, it's 33 rands. And that's what we buy on a if you are alone, that 33 rands will last you for a whole week, in terms of salad. And that's what we buy. We supplement those leaves with the ones that grow wildly. I wanted to show you this. This is South Africa's best kept secret. We do not use sufficiently what God has given us freely. This is called alfalfa. Alfalfa is a blood purifying herb. It's called Kasitswana. In Setswana, it's called Mabudila. In Sesotho, it's called Mabudila. I don't know in Setswana, but I think it might be called that as well because Setswana and Sesotho are similar. It's got these yellow little flowers, but it tastes a little bit sourish like lemon. It's very nice. I just went outside and I picked it up right now outside in the yard. I take this, wash it up, and add it into the salad. Adds a very nice lemony flavor into the salad. And then we've got about 3 different types of dandelion in this yard. This is not our yard, remember we are here visiting, so we've rented the place out. But already we found some herbs that we have not planted. This is another variety of dandelion. This is another variety of dandelion. Blood purifying. Guess what this is? This is a powerful herb for the kidneys. This is one of the herbs that we use to revive and restore kidneys. It's available widely in South Africa. Everywhere I go, I always find it. And what I did is I collected a lot of it, and I'm leaving a lot to grow in the yard. You need to make sure that there are no animals, like dogs, because you want to avoid poops. But if there's no animals, like we don't have animals here, it grows on the grass, it grows all over. Once they've grown and they've become this big, I gather them, put them in a box, spread them out, leave them in the house, they dry up. And then I cut off the roots. I use them for dandelion tea, the roots you boil, and then I use the herbs, I boil them, and you drink the tea, it sorts out kidneys. But as they are, you cut off the leaves, you add them onto your salads. You've got beautiful green salad. It's part of the greens we used to collect. You can actually even make moroho and add them onto your moroho, cook them in, including the mabudilana, and you are still adding chlorophyll, the greens in your diet. So you can have this with pap and dandelion greens. Very nice. So we supplement our salads with that as well. So always plant some natural herbs like parsley. We always have parsley in the garden. We always have rocket in the garden. We actually have it outside. I bought this extra because we just came out of winter and I want the rocket plants to be strong, so we're not cutting them at the moment. This is rocket. I bought it at Woolies. They're especially here, I buy 2 for 25 rands. And yeah, that's what we're actually using. And so those are your greens. But now when I come to breakfast, I can talk about breakfast. So you have your fruit salad. We said the more colorful the salad, the more healing. Then you always minimum have 2 tablespoons of mixed seeds. These are the mixed seeds I spoke about. Ultimate seed mix. And you can even eat this on the alkaline diet. But if you eat them whole like this, when you go poop in the toilet, they'll come out whole like that. You want to grind them into a fine powder. You can do this in a blender or in a coffee grinder. Then 2 tablespoons in that fruit salad. Then after that, you then have your porridge. How do you make your porridge? I'm going to show you how to make your porridge now. So this is the sorghum. I've added white sorghum and brown sorghum. We have cooked white and brown. So there's brown sorghum and then there's white sorghum. Both very nutritious. So I want to take advantage of all the sorghum. But which one do you think is more nutritious between the two?
The brown.
Why? I want to see if you're listening. The deeper, the darker the color, the more healing there is. Oh, this class is present. It's present. They're not eating MSG. Then I've got rolled oats. There's a difference between oats and rolled oats. The quick oats that you find in store all over is low in fiber. You want rolled oats. It's the big flakes.
Okay.
It's high in fiber and you've got the jam in it. So that's the one that we used. And so we cooked it
Where
already.
I'm getting that because I will be leaving Masad.
Oh, okay, we also sell it here in Tate, but Discam also has it as well.
Okay.
Yes. So you put the sorghum in here. Woo! Okay. We'll edit that. I'm gonna add it in here.
Is it mixed with water then or not?
It was already cooked.
Cooked.
It's already cooked. So
Okay.
I'm just showing you how to make it taste nice. Then we use things like desiccated coconut. It's a nut. Nuts are good, right?
Okay.
But coconut also is high in fat. The good fats that are good for the heart health, for the skin. They lower cholesterol. So we're gonna add that onto the porridge as well. And then we're going to add, for flavor, we're going to add organic soy milk powder so that it's creamy. You know, you want porridge to be creamy, right? And so we sell this. This is made from organic soybeans. They've said a lot of bad things about soybeans, but if they are organic, that's in the original state that God made them. If they are GMO, genetically modified, those are the ones that make people sick. You add that. You can add other sweeteners. You can add raisins. I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of those. You add all of them. And then you can also add bananas. You can chop them in, but if you don't like to peel them, you can blend them together with the dates. I'm going to show you how to do the date jam just now. You mix all of this up. I'm going to ask them to mix it for us in the kitchen. You mix all of this up with the dates. It's going to be the porridge that you are going to experience this morning. You're going to enjoy it. So you put it on your. This is a chapati made with spelt. That flour I spoke about, that is low glycemic, right? So you put that there, and what else do? You then put some leaves. Okay, let's start with some cucumber. You add some cucumber there, because you want your food to be high raw, right? So you can spread it all the way around as much as you want. I ask them to also do some avo for us. You take some avo, because people always say plant-based is boring, or I don't even know where to start. These are all the foods you can actually eat on a plant-based diet. Avocado, it's all the foods we used to enjoy as black people before, but have stopped eating as we used to before. You put your avo there, then you put your leaves. You put your leaves there. Generously so, right? You put your leaves there, And you can play around. There are certain leaves that create a nice flavor, like rocket. I love adding rocket to my sandwiches. Anything bready, rockets just add a very nice, sharp, strong flavor that just takes it to another level. Then you can add your baby tomatoes as well there. I'll use the spoon. I'll throw in some baby tomatoes. You can put another slice on top, or you can just eat it like pizza. You know, whichever way that works best for you, but you're capitalizing on the salad bit. Do you see? I'm loading this more with the veggies than anything else. And then, once I'm done here, here's another powerful recipe. This is a powerful recipe. It's available on our new recipe book, right? This is cayenne pepper. You can never overdose on cayenne pepper. It is anti-inflammatory, so it reduces inflammation. What is diabetes? It is inflammation of the pancreas, you know, of the digestive system. So this will reduce the inflammation in your digestive system. Then this is fresh turmeric, right? I will just wash it, chop off maybe this much, throw it into a bed. I made this yesterday. Yeah? You gotta taste it. And then I took 3 cloves of garlic, in fact. I took 3 cloves. I took 2 cayenne pepper, 3 cloves of garlic. I took about 1 centimeter of the cayenne pepper, of the turmeric. And then I took the juice of this lemon. Juice it. I threw this in the blender. And then I added, you can add sunflower seeds, but I added sesame seeds. Sesame seeds is this white, smaller ones. I added a quarter cup of sesame seeds. And then I added salt, Himalayan salt, you know, the pink Himalayan salt. I added that, and then I added onion powder. I added some hot water a bit, and I blended. I loved acha, but when I learned raw mango is wrong, because it's unripe, so that's what acha is made of. It's got a lot of wrong spices, so I could not eat it, and then it's got vinegar. And when vinegar is digested, it turns into alcohol in the liver. So I could not eat it anymore. But when I came up with this recipe, okay, I'm gonna correct it just now. When I came up with this recipe, it filled up my craving for acha. I want you to taste it. And you can vary the seasonings according to taste. So it doesn't look like acha, but it's hot. It's hot indeed.
But how do you blend this thing?
I just blended. That's all. That's why on a plant-based diet, blending, a blender is absolutely important. And guess what? You have this. You bought your chapati. You put your sunflower seeds spread, your liver spread there, and then on top you dribble some.
Ingredients.
I used 2 cayenne peppers. I used about 1 centimeter of fresh turmeric. I used 3 cloves of garlic. I juiced 1 lemon. I added salt to taste. I blended with some hot water and some sesame seeds. You can use sunflower seeds.
That's all.
That's all to get this yummy goodness.
Maybe I must ask, because you are recording, you can share what recipe
Yes, I will
so
share.
that you can work with yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's true. Yes. And then the last one that you can actually use even on your chapatis. So this is it's made from these red lentils. Ne? It's an alkaline legume, right? And it literally was boiled, and we added onion powder, garlic powder, and salt. It is one of the easiest. It cooks within 10 minutes. It's one of the quick meals you can put together. So chapatis, you can make a lot in bulk and just freeze them and defrost them the night before to be ready for the following day. And then you just cook this in 10 minutes. And you've got a simple, it's not wow, but it's the red lentils. It's a simple relish that is powerful when you are on a plant-based diet. It's your protein. This is your protein. You can add this onto your chapatis. You can add this onto you can have it with pap. You can have it with rice. I'm actually sometimes people think that you have to create something complex. But sometimes you can just take it as simple as God gave it. You add onions, you add garlic, you add oil, you are done. You've got a beautiful relish. I think this is where I'll end for now. The last thing I want to talk about is the sweet that you will keep. So instead of eating the wrong sweet when you want to raise your blood sugar levels, but you want to eat a sweet that will raise your blood sugar levels and give you that nice curve instead of the... You take the alkaline seed, nut, ne? You throw it in a food processor, not blender, food processor. You take the dates, the sugar for diabetics, right? You throw it in the blender, break it up into small pieces. You process this together. It's going to come out like some gooey dough. You form it into small round balls. You can tie it up in small little plastics or with brown paper, twist it, and then keep it in your, we don't snack. You can keep it in your container in the fridge. You can keep it in the cupboard. Whenever you have meal times, you just have this as your dessert. It tastes amazing. You're gonna get a taste of this before you go. It tastes like chocolate of some sort. It looks too stupid to be nice, but wait until you actually taste it. And this is one. There's many of them in the recipe book that we'll be launching soon. That we give a lot of raw dessert recipes that you can make at home that taste amazing with none of the harmful ingredients that you find in the desserts that you get in store. Any questions? Because I'm done now.
I'm fulfilled. No questions for now.
No questions.
You said that the nuts, what did you mix in the nuts?
Just the nuts and the dates, almonds and the dates, you pulse it in the food processor, it will come out like dough, and then you just roll it around. You can roll it in desiccated coconut as well. We sometimes make carob chocolate, not cocoa chocolate. We make carob chocolate, we roll it in carob chocolate, and then we call it our own Ferrero Rocher. It tastes like it. We add peppermint, essential oils in it, and then it tastes like peppermint crisp chocolate. We play around. There's so much you can do. But can I just ask a question? If you were to eat like this on a daily basis, of course, very healthy. Is healthy eating not nice?
It is.
Very nice. So we've been given this bad picture of healthy food.
Yes.
But healthy,
Sure.
God wants us to enjoy everyday life. And this is what He wants us. I'd like us to close with prayer, and then we can give everybody, those who are able to stay to eat, will then stay to eat. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this powerful lesson. Thank you for the food that we are about to partake of. Thank you for the spiritual lessons we also picked up along the way. We ask that may you help us not to be hearers only and so deceive ourselves, but to be doers of that which we have learned. When we do, you said that when we obey, the blessings will come upon us. And we look forward to the blessings. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Hi everybody. So yesterday, as we were busy recording the video on reversing diabetes naturally and also how to take care of your eyes in the process of doing so, we actually did not record the portion about remedies. With the guests in the audience that we were with here, we had taken so much time and they were at peace that we share the remedies separately. So don't be surprised when you don't see the audience here. But anyway, this is what we believe. Please pause. No, don't pause. We'll just cut this part out now. Okay, so these are the remedies that we use in our lifestyle center and that we even sell to some of our customers to actually help reverse their diabetes. Now, you may not necessarily be in South Africa, you may be in another country where you're not able to purchase this from us, but the basic principle is the same whether you're in South Africa or whether you're in Zimbabwe, Zambia. You would just need to source these things and follow through. I first want to start by saying that diabetes is a digestive issue, digestive disorder. It's an inflammation of the digestive system, could be the pancreas, or many of the other systems in the digestion that need to be sorted out. And so the first thing we always do when we meet someone who's diabetic is we want to sort how they digest. So you might find that they've depleted their betaine hydrochloric acid in their tummy by eating and drinking at the same time, which is very wrong because you're diluting the digestive disorders. by eating chewing gum. So the tummy is ever thinking there's food is coming, but there's no food coming. So stop that, stop chewing gum. And then the other one would be eating just before you go to sleep. That causes a digestive disorder, because then as you sleep, your body also wants to sleep, your tummy also wants to sleep. And then that causes the food to stay longer in the tummy. It petrifies or it ferments, it ferments. And that causes acid reflux. And you wake up in the morning feeling full, tired, because the tummy was working when it's supposed to be resting. So don't eat and go to sleep. You need to go to bed at least 4 hours after eating. So your last meal should be 4 hours before bed, because it takes about 4 hours to digest a full meal. So those are some of the things that will deplete your betaine hydrochloric acid. And the last one in terms of depleting hydrochloric acid is when you throw into your tummy things that are just foreign, like your acid drinks and so forth. So the last one is when you snack in between meals. And I wanted to end with this one particularly because this is often the advice we are given by our healthcare providers in hospital, that when you're diabetic, you need to eat 6 smaller meals throughout the day. But that is exactly the opposite. That's working against you, because then that will cause a up and down of your blood sugar levels, which is what we explained earlier on. You want to eat 2 meals a day. Why? It's biblical. I say the Bible is the best medical textbook ever written for humanity. It's the owner's manual. It's like when you buy a Mercedes, it comes with the owner's manual. We came with the owner's manual to the Bible. And in the Bible, 2 instances where we see how many times God prefers that we should eat. When he gave the children of Israel food, manna in the wilderness, he said they will collect it in the morning and in the evening. And if they try to save it, for somewhere in between the collection, the Bible says that it would get worms and it would go off. So God was just trying to teach them a principle that they should not snack in between meals. The only time when they collected enough for today and tomorrow was when they would collect for the Sabbath, because they were not to work on Sabbath. And guess what? Miraculously, God would protect the food and he would preserve it, and it would not have worms on Sabbath. So 2 meals that we learn from the manna provided by God. The second example is when Elijah was hiding away from King Ahab, and he was hiding by the brook Cherith. The Bible says that the raven would bring food to Elijah 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening. So concluding and confirming the fact that according to the rule of heaven, whenever the food is provided by heaven, how many times is it administered? 2 times a day. And my mom used to say, in the olden days, they would eat breakfast because they would eat the whole grain mini meal. They would eat breakfast, go to school, they never used to take lunch, come back in the evening, cook supper, and that's only when they would eat their next meal. Why? Because they were eating high fiber foods. And so that's what we are going to say to diabetics. First thing is, make sure you have 2 meals a day. You do not eat before going to sleep. 4 hours before is the latest. And lastly, you do not eat and drink. And not lastly, another point is that you do not eat and drink at the same time, and that you do not chew gum. And in between the meals, you can drink water, you can drink vegetable juices. What vegetable juices should you capitalize on? Now, I call these, there's a 4th one that I don't have here. I love these 4 vegetables. There are so many others that help with diabetes, by the way. I'm just focusing on these 4 because it's the ones we've been using and they've been giving us excellent results. So celery is a powerful digestive aid. It's been found that it's got high levels of betaine hydrochloric acid, which is what you need in your tummy to help you digest foods well. So when you juice, you make sure that you always add celery in your juices. Not only is the betaine hydrochloric acid incorporated there, if you're looking at this, it's green. Green symbolizes chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the life of plants, it's the blood of plants. And that is similar scientifically to the blood of human beings. So you'll be also strengthening your immune system and increasing your white and red blood cells while doing that. Then the second one that I love for diabetes is the beta melon powder. we use the powder, but there's the bitter melon. You know, there's that cucumber that looks like it's got pimples. I think we'll show it on the description below, just a picture of it so you have a picture of it. You can make water out of this and drink it. It drops blood sugar levels, but what we love doing is we take the bitter melon seeds, we grind them up into powder, we make bitter melon tea with it. If you take this 30 minutes before eating, it drops your blood sugar levels so that when you eat, then your blood sugar levels will not rise above the normal levels. And then thirdly, I love the green bean. This is our insulin. So when we deal with type 1 diabetics and we want to reduce their insulin intake, we make green bean juice. Literally, we give them a tot glass of this every morning they wake up. You know, you may have checked their blood sugar levels, they may have been a little bit raised. You give them this, it literally works like insulin, their blood sugar level drops, but without the side effects of insulin. You know, where insulin in the long run can cause insulin resistance in your body, even your cells, where they no longer are responding to insulin, but this will never be the case. They are really powerful. So if you are diabetic, making sure you always have a box of green beans and juicing them with your juices would be powerful. When your blood sugar level, you're really concerned about it, and the time you want to drop it really quickly, just juice a whole handful of green beans. Make sure that the amount of juice is more than a tot glass to drop your blood sugar levels down. Now you may be thinking carrot is sweet, but carrots are an anti-cancer vegetable, and we juice this a lot for people with cancer. And even though it's sweet in taste, but it never raises the blood sugar levels too high, neither does it feed cancer, it kills cancer cells. But what is this related to? How is this related to diabetes? Often when people are diabetic, tend to lose their sight as well. Remember we said reversing diabetes and at the same time working on the eyesight. Here's your juice. So you're gonna add some green beans, you're gonna add some celery, and to kill the bitterness of the veggies, you will add a lemon. Lemon is a powerful alkalinizer, and you'll add the juice of Granny Smith apples, the green apples. And then you add some carrots for eye health. I've had a woman who went on a carrot juice fast for a whole month, where she just drank a glass of carrot juice every morning before she went to work. She says her eyes improved so greatly. It was amazing. So I vouch by that. You know, it's not just her, so many other people that we do that for. So when you are diabetic, always make sure you incorporate carrots into your vegetable juices. Start every morning with a glass of celery, carrot, green bean, Granny Smith apple, lemon juice every morning, like a large glass. Other days, it depends on what you have. If you've got just celery, do celery and green apple with lemon, celery and green apple. Make the green bean juice alone, you're dropping your blood sugar level, that's still good for your eyes. Make carrot juice with lemon alone, but start every morning with a juice, a large glass of juice. You don't have a juicer, you can use a blender. So we use a blender, and then we use a nut milk bag. I want to show you. This is a nut milk bag. We actually sell these. And how it works is that you blend in a blender, you pour your contents inside this bag, and it will keep all of the fiber and only the juice will come out. Then you can squeeze out whatever juice that's remaining from the pulp, and then you've got voila, your juice there. Then you drink that. We actually use this when we make our plant-based milks as well, like coconut milk, almond milk, whatever milk. We use this as our strainer. It does a very good job. And so you can actually make your own juice, using a blender and using a nut milk bag as a strainer at the end of the day. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the remedies that actually help reverse diabetes. So remember I said we work on the digestion first. So though we're relying on the celery to help us, produce that betaine, but when someone is diabetic, their depletion of digestive enzymes tends to be so much more that they need a little bit more help. So we always encourage plant-based supplements that are whole, that will help replenish that which the body is deficient of. And the first one that we love replenishing is betaine hydrochloric acid. It's in capsule form, so that betaine that you get from the celery, it will be in minute quantities, but there's a concentration of it if you get plant-based betaine hydrochloric acid in capsule. And so we give this to them every time they have a meal. They'll take a capsule. You can do this 30 minutes before a meal, but we just generally give it to them when they sit down for the meal, and they take one capsule of this, and then they also take a capsule of the digestive enzymes. So the digestive enzymes as often will have betaine as well, but they'll also have proteolytic enzymes like your papain that comes from the pawpaw and papain. And then there'll be bromelain that comes from your pineapple and many others that help you to break down proteins and digest your foods very well. So we give them these at meal times, and you can actually order this and do it at home. You don't need to come to the lifestyle center. We're sharing this with you because you can heal yourself at home. And then the other thing we do is, since we're saying we're sorting out that digestion, there's impacted fecal matter that's sitting, lining your colon because of the many years of eating, dead animal meat there is, or eating cheese, and so you find that on the walls of your intestines it's just excess fecal matter that's just caking there, and beautiful breeding ground for parasites, worms, and flukes. You've got like families, millions, billions of them living in your gut that are not necessarily benefiting you, but are chowing all the nutrition from the foods that you are eating. So you want to get rid of them. And so what this colon sweep does, and there's many variations of it, what you want is that it needs to be really strong, soluble fiber that will literally hold on to the side, to the foods that are in your gut, and scrape them up, that when you drink water, they literally remove them. So we've got things like psyllium huskea, slippery elm is one of the ingredients that could be added, in your colon sweep. We've got linseeds as well, because they've got good fats as well, that makes it a little bit slippery. And then the other thing that I also wanted to mention that we add onto our colon sweep is we add probiotics. Because one of the things that happens when someone is sick, they go to the doctor, they're giving antibiotics a lot, and antibiotics will kill both the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. We want to replenish the good bacteria and kill off and remove the bad bacteria. So this will replenish the good bacteria because it's colon sweep with probiotics. It's one of the products that we make and have available for you. Talking about the bad bacteria, the parasites, the worms and fluke, food all over in your body. In our new book, Detox, Transitioning into a Plant-Based Lifestyle, I talk extensively on parasites, worms, and flukes, how you get them, how you can get rid of them, how you need to maintain your body without them. And this is what we use. It's a combination of herbs that really focus on destroying parasites, worms, and flukes, like black walnut, herbal, cloves. You get, garlic is one of the good ones. What's the other one? Olive leaf. There's just a whole lot of those really good ingredients here that will kill the bad bacteria. Then, last but not least, we have the 3 powders mix. These 3 powders mixed together work for one thing only. They help to drop your blood sugar levels. But they don't, so I said they work for one thing only. It's not just one thing they do in your body. It's written a list of things that these 3 powders can do in your body, and there's more. We just highlighted the most prominent ones in all 3 powders, so meaning that the action in your body will be augmented. Like, it lowers blood sugar, it lowers cholesterol, it's good for weight loss, it's good for inflammation. Diabetes is an inflammatory disease. It lowers blood pressure, it's good for ulcers, so it heals the stomach lining. It's good for the liver, for UTIs. It's good for constipation, it alleviates it. It's anti-cancer. It is good for viral infections. It's good in menopause, obesity. There's just so many benefits. If I were to read all of this, we'll just share them on the description below. Here we just share the label. And also, I think maybe we should actually just add on when we post the video on YouTube, just add more details on these remedies so that if any of you wish to actually get for yourselves, you'll be able to get a hold of us. Then last but not least, then we've got the Bright Eye Drops. This is a combination of herbs that deal with the eye particularly. So in here, one of the herbs that are in here is bilberry. Bilberry is really powerful to aid in the eye with the color purple. And most people who are diabetic tend to lose their ability to see. And one of the herbs that are in there is Eye Bright, which is powerful for all eye conditions. The many people who've taken this one have been so thoroughly pleased with the results. Within 10 days, they start seeing the difference. You know, within 3 months, you know, I had a lady who said in 3 months, she no longer needed the glasses. She used to use extra large font on her phone, and no longer use it, you know, has reduced it to a smaller font. I don't remember which size she said, but she was no longer using extra large font, no more glasses. I've had people who in 3 months of using these drops will tell you that I'm no longer wearing my glasses, I'm seeing so much better. Others are telling me at night I could not drive. In fact, one of the young ladies who work with us, her mother says that she could not drive at night anymore. And now she drives freely, she can see as if nothing is happening. So this is one of the great products that we actually use for eye health. We've even dealt with people who are diabetic where they say cataract is developing in their eye and they're not able to see. One of the ladies within 2 days told me she could no longer see straight because the cataract that was developing on her eye made it hard for her to see. She could only see on her sides. Within 2 days of using this, she could now see directly as well, and her eyesight has been improving ever since she started using this. So I would highly recommend that you also get this and use it for yourself. But generally, the herbs that are in there, as I mentioned, ginkgo. It's a combination of ginkgo, bilberry, Bright Eye Bright, and then we've added some other agents that enable it to get into the bloodstream quickly, like DMSO. We've preserved it with vegetable glycerin. You know, we use MSM in there because it's a powerful healer. So there's quite a number of combinations that actually help with your eye health in regards to this remedy. If you need more information, please comment, ask questions, share the video with others so that they may be helped. We want you to be healthy as we take your health to a higher level. God bless you. Goodbye.